video, I'll continue solving two more questions using sine law. So as you can see in this triangle, they give us a triangle and they say solve it, meaning that find all the other angles and sides which are missing. So let's start doing that. We start with labeling the triangle. So I'm going to call this guy A. Small a is opposite to it. I have angle B, small b is opposite to it. I have angle C which is missing and the side opposite to it. And over here I'm going to write down A, B, B, and C, C. And let's write down the values. A is 35. B is 105, C is missing, A is 7. Obviously the first one I find would be the third angle, 180 minus 35 minus 105, it's going to be 40 degrees. So C is 40. Then now I'm able to find even side B or side C using one part of the sine law. I'm going to use the first four on top, write down the sine law for them. A over sine A equals to B over sine B. So 7 over sine 35 equals to B, which is missing, and I need to find, over sine 105. Next step, find what sine 35 is. 35 and then press sine. 0.5735. B is missing. Sine 105. 0.9659. Cross multiply and divide. Times 7 divide into 0.5735. 11.78. 11.78, and that is my B. Now to find C, what I have to do is I have to repeat and write down the ratio again. Now it doesn't matter if I write down B and C or I write down A and C. I'll pick one of them. This time I'll do maybe A again. A over sine A is C over sine C. So A over sine A equals to C, which is missing, over sine 40 this time. C is missing. So I'm going to write down 7 over 0.5735 equals to, what is sine 40? 40, then the sine, 0.6427. To find C, cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to multiply that into 7 and then divide that into 0.5735. The answer is 7.84. 7.84. 2 decimal digits for that is enough. So the values for sine and cosine, we write them down as 4 decimal digits, and for the sides, since that is just a whole number, then maybe 2 decimal digits is good enough for that. In the next example, look at the next example and let's see what we have and what we don't have. We always start with labeling. Capital A, small a. Capital B, small b. What did I do? Capital C, small c. So that's a B. Once more, A and A, B and B, capital C, small c. I'm going to write down the ratio and see which ones I have, which ones I don't have. Over here, A and A, B and B, C and C. I have A to be 126. I have B to be 62. And I have C to be 45. Sorry, small c to be 45. I don't have the angle. In this case, can I use sine law? To use sine law, you need to have a pair. So in this example, we cannot use sine law because I have angle A, but I don't have side A. I have side B, not the angle B. I have side C, not the angle C. To use sine law, you need to have two of them at the same time. So I need to grab one more piece of information. Well, we cannot use sine law. So over here, we have to use a different law, which is called cosine law, which is called the cosine law. How does cosine law look like? Cosine law looks like this. A2 equals to B2 plus C2 minus 2BC cosine A. So, if I have the two sides and the angle in between, I can find the opposite side using cosine law. So, A2 is gonna be B2, 62 to the power of 2, plus 45 to the power of 2, minus 2 times B times C times cosine 126. We have to put them into our calculators. 62 to the power of 2, 62 times 62, 3844, plus 45 times 45, 2025, minus, multiply. I have to start with that first. Cosine 126, that's the number, and that's negative. That gives me a negative number. So I can just rewrite it. 6245 times negative 0.5877. That gives me a total of whatever we find. Hey, you don't let me not do it, no? Times 45 times 62 times 2. It's going to be 3279.84 plus, right? So that's positive. I go minus 2025 minus 3844. So the answer is 9148.84. And to find square root of that, that gives me almost, so that's a 2, right? So a is square root of that. That's almost 95.64. So here was the example, one example for sine law and one example for cosine law.